Hi guys, welcome back to another Explain 12 video that we're recording here today at Gatwick, and we are flying the A320neo for Fly UK, and as you can see it's evening. Look at these lights. This is just default Explain, looks pretty goddamn awesome. And there's also a new freeware version of Gatwick that we're using, which looks pretty good. Some I think minor bugs with some of the jetways and stuff, but it looks much better than default. I mean, freeware is always going to be a bit worse than payware, but always better than, well, not always, but usually better than what you get with default. The only thing new actually that I have otherwise, we're flying to Düsseldorf, and that will be just the kind of the basic scenery for that airport, but is that we have this new, I think it was X-Pilot who showcased this new night lighting mod, so I wanted to try that. So that's why we were doing an evening flight. So it should become night, and then we can see kind of how the night lights look once we're on approach. And it shouldn't be too long of a flight, right? So we're flying to EDDL, right? That's Düsseldorf. I've actually never flown into Düsseldorf before in my flight sim career, and taking that into account, I should probably download charts for Düsseldorf. And then let's move it to Avitab as well. Sorry, I didn't want to put that on screen. It's just me gonna move the charts. I think the easiest way is just to copy paste all of them, like I always do, to Avitab. Sorry, Avicharts is not, and it's a plugin charts, and we can replace, I guess, the files in case I updated anything of that. Did we get Düsseldorf now though? EDD, no, we only had the download, so maybe I didn't get it. Let me check again. Maybe I was too quick to, oh yeah, it's an insecure download, that's why it didn't come with us on the first attempt. So let me see if I take that and then I'll move it to the Avitab. That should do the trick. I just need to make sure I rename it. Don't want any numbers in the name of the airport. Okay, and then resources, and yeah, it's very easy, right? You just move it here to resources, plugin, Avitab, and then your charts, right? So if you have that, oh, and now we have a copy of it apparently. Let's remove the original, since I'm not sure if that's the correct one. But yeah, now we should have the charts in the sim as well. But yeah, other than that, not much new. First flight for Fly Aero UK as a now let me just check that I do say this right. I'm gonna move this. I am now a Class D first officer, so I can fly these A320s and 737s, Maxes, 800s, and the A320neo and the A320ceo. So pretty cool. Let me just fetch my booking. So we'll start the Skytrack, just so we don't forget, as that is very easy to do. So we have stopped or started the recording, and we can get into our aircraft. Let's see. So yeah, here we are in the nice Toliss Airbus. Let me make sure I have the sounds on. There we go. Not the loudest volumes. We have the self-test in progress. We have Avitab here with the ISCS screen, which is very nice. We have a beautiful 777 here to our left. Makes me want to get the flight factor one. Let's see. We can have the door open, I guess, for now. It's a bit laggy. Let me check actually my settings. It's fine. I have it quite low in order to get some better performance. It's very heavy on performance, explain, even with a 390, and even though that's becoming quite an old graphics card by now, but still a capable one. It should be at least for another generation, at least flight sim wise. Let's keep this up, and the way we'll do this is, yeah, just checking that we have the sim brief. And then what we'll do is, let's see, I think everything's kind of starting up now. I will start loading stuff on. Do you have to start the boarding yourself though? Let me have a look here at weight and balance. We don't want to do the landing performance. Is this in line with what we should have? We should have a lower block fuel, so I'm not sure. Is this one actually loading sim brief? Should be. Oh, sorry, it's because we have to go here, right? And then we have to load it. Rookie mistake. Still not seeing this being correct though, so let me edit the flight. I'm gonna make sure we get the right airframe for the sim brief flight plan. We want to do the Toliss one. Pretty sure this is the LEAP engines. But do feel free to question or let me know in the comments if that's wrong. Now we have the... Oh yeah, the way we gotta do, we gotta first load it through this one, right? So you have to go to init. I think the way you do it is now I need to think. It was a bit of time since I did it, but it's init request, right? It should be relatively straightforward, hopefully. Yeah, you can see it's loading up. And let me see now if we're getting the... Yeah, now we're getting the right data. I always forget that it's this way, right? You don't do this first, you have to do the init request first. That's like the number one step. While we wait, we can put on the nav, put the strobe to auto, no smoking signs on, emergency to arm, cruise supply, ground on. We can do all of these switches. Try the fire tests. They look good. Is that a TUI 787? Yeah, looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. What else? Yeah, we might want to set up, we have Pilot TDC, of course we need to set up, and then the Luke Air tool. And I think it's a bit of a, I think I can do it more automated, but I think, wait, sorry, we don't want to do announcements, we want to do flight setup, passenger. Let's see if we can get the right information, which we can. We just want to now change to the A320neo, flight number 446. We're doing X-plane, we are manufacturing Airbus. We can do that one. We have 144 passengers. The route looks correct. Use cabin crew. Next. We don't want to fly Walker. This one we want to fly UK. And we can start the simulation. There we go, we'll board the passengers. So we're in status on boarding now, which is good. Let's see that we have the parking brake set. Move that one away. Let's see what viewpoints I have for this one. I have a couple, right? Some better than others. It's very bright now down back there in the cabin. I really hate when they put on the lights in the cabin. It becomes so goddamn bright. And I flew with the Neo recently up from, I think first one was from Paris, Charles de Gaulle to Kastrup, and then from Kastrup to, with another Neo, to Stockholm. And yeah, it's really bright there in the back. Okay, so we can apply these load settings. So we are getting the right zero fuel weight. And we can do a quick refuel. Let me check outside, how does it look? Aren't we supposed to have animated baggage handlers? Start pushback. Or do you have to start the actual boarding? Or maybe I'm missing something. Let me see. I think on the positive end of things we do have the ground handling widget, which should work somewhat. I hope at least. We can have them drive up. We even have the buses, so it could be nice to put those in place. It's a bit of GSX kind of vibe, not as nice of course. And I mean, look at the kind of weather changing. I mean, this is very very nice actually. It's much better than P3D in terms of the lights. And of course, I think the lights already look really cool with this mod. So let's see how it looks as we progress. What else do you do on an Airbus? Well, I would assume certain things. We'll have to clear this. It does look like we have the right information, so that's good. Flight plan wise, it should be relatively straightforward. Let's look, we're still on pre-flight on the blocks. We should do the departure runway, which is 8 right. And that means we are going down quite a long bit. And we're doing Fran 1 Zulu. So we can insert that one. And then we're going all the way to piss up. And then we are doing the ILS to 323 left. And we are doing the piss up 1G. And let me have a look now. We have vias and all of that, if we should do that or not. And the first thing to do is to actually go to our profiles. I'm gonna put it up. We'll take the Airbus profile, the A320 that I have, with the wrong symbol though. Let's just do gold. We can save that. Call sign. Let's see if I have Fly UK. That's I might not actually. So what we should do then is go to settings. This should be the last time we have to do this, because I think I have all of them now except Fly UK. So we'll add a new one. UKV. Name is Fly UK. Call sign is Skyways. Country is United Kingdom. We can do it as a favorite. And we can save and close, save and close. And we should close all of Pilot TDC. I've noticed that's the best way to make sure it works. I just have to restart it. A bit frustrating of course, but could be worse. Should hopefully be relatively smooth setting this up. So it's loading. And then we just need to change the airline, import the flight data, and then we should be good to go. Hopefully, at least. As you can see, they have already aligned, so everything's looking very good in that regard. So yeah, fly UK. And let me see, fly UK, flight number 4003, since we usually do that. We can save, we have our call sign, and we can close, and we can import our flight plan from the Zimbrief. Let's see how good it imports. Looks relatively well. We do have the SID with the Fran. We don't have the arrival, the star yet. So let's put that in. That was the Pisa one. No transitions. We have the ILS. And with this one we're coming to Pisa up. So we could do that one, right? So we can load that approach. We can close. We can activate the approach just to make sure we have it here. Yeah, that looks reasonable. Will be a bit of a ping-ponging, but that will do. We'll validate the flight plan. We'll connect to the sim. God, it was now I remember what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to remove that one voice that I don't like, the child voice. That breaks a bit the immersion. But yeah, I always forget to do that. It is though a bit of a comic relief when you're flying. Okay, so let's see. We're connecting. I must say, just Pilot TDC with the new voices is great.
Right, 08 left.
Yeah, normal AI traffic will be used. That's fine.
Gatwick Airport information whiskey. 1250 local winds are 119er at 5 knots. Sky condition VFR. Temperature 3. Dew
There we
point
go. Now
0.
it's filed.
Current QNH is 1023. Arriving and departing runway 08 right, 08 left.
Okay, let me jump
Gatwick
to
Airport information whiskey. 1250 local winds are 119er at 5 knots. Sky condition VFR. Temperature 3. Dew point 0. Current QNH is 1023.
Does that make
Arriving
sense?
and departing runway 08 right,
Not really,
08 left.
That's fine, I guess.
Gatwick Airport information whiskey. 1250 local winds are 119er at 5 knots. Sky condition VFR. Temperature 3. Dew point 0.
Temperature
Current QNH is 1023.
3.
Arriving and departing runway 08 right, 08 left. Gatwick Airport information whiskey. 1250 local winds are 119er at 5 knots. Sky condition VFR.
Oh, but the temperature is
3,
different
dew point
here.
0. Current QNH is 1023. Arriving and departing runway 08
1023.
right, 08 left.
Yeah, okay, we can't really
Gatwick
listen,
Airport
unfortunately, because they did do this, because I have the active Sky now, but that one doesn't give the same as I'm getting from X-Plane, right? So we should actually just follow the X-Plane line. The winds were relatively correct though. Some discrepancy compared to the info we are getting from dry, anti-ice off, takeoff weight. Is that correct, the takeoff weight? Or is it a bit too... It's basically almost correct. CG. I'm guessing it's the takeoff CG, gross weight 1, flex, aircon on. Good, we've gotten that info as well. Let's have a look at our... This one, we can do some of the... Yes, please do take your seats, people. We'll be getting going pretty shortly. How do you dim the cabin lights? Actually, that's a very good question. I assume it's controlled by... maybe automatically, or if you have like a control tool here, right? That will... that what would you call it, pad? I guess not an iPad, but that touchscreen. Can you? You should add that for Toliss. That would be cool. But yeah, I guess we're not doing that today. Maybe it's automatic, which would make sense. I should have done that quite a bit sooner. Prepare for boarding. But okay, via. That was the piece. We can insert. We shouldn't have any discontinuities, but I still see that we have one. So now I am a bit wondering where did I go wrong. Let's zoom out a bit. And then let's zoom in. So it should be 430 with 450. That's the difference, right? Those should connect. And then we have the flight planning line with what we have in pilot to ADC. That's my main concern, always just making sure those are aligned. Can you remove through ISS so you don't have the 2D pop-ups? Sometimes they are helpful, but I do from time to time find them a bit annoying. Well, maybe not. But well, not the end of the world. I think we have EGKK. Do we have that here? No, we have EGLL, but we do have Dusseldorf.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have just joined us, a very warm welcome on board. Just a reminder about hand luggage. Small bags may be kept empty.
EDDT.
All other items must be placed into an overhead locker. Please place your bags right
EDDL. Oh, it's still called copy.
Not
the best, but we'll make do with that.
We'd appreciate your assistance by closing the overhead lockers once they are completed.
Let's do the performance one. 139, 139, 141. Up 04, 1F. Flex 74. So like up like this, 104. Voila. We have that set, that's good. We have everyone boarded. Now our status is on the ground. We can start the APU or start getting it up and about. Let's wait for the flap to open. Everything else should be set so we can be on flight plan. Flap open, please. Flap is open. And we can start. Put the beacon one on. We need the ISS screen, because the next thing I'm gonna ask them to do is close doors. Close. Close. And let me have a look on the outside. I think the doors are being closed. Yeah, we just need to make sure we get those off, and then of course the ground handling plug-in. We can have them drive away. Maybe not over the grass, even though I'm just gonna assume it's gonna do that. Goddamn bus. That's fine. There we go. We set the QNH on all of our different systems. We have one door open in the back. We don't wanna auto, we wanna close it. Let's see if it closes. There we go, green. APU systems are alive. Happy days. APU bleed. Disconnecting external power. Gonna remove that and chocks. Let's have a look on the outside. It's becoming night. Hopefully we won't get really bad FPS drops. I have had that before with X-Plane. But this looks good. Still seem to have these vehicles showing though, so we might wanna hide them. I'm not too good with the ground handling tool yet, at least not in X-Plane. And let's get our clearance. Skyways 4003, ready to copy. IFR clearance.
Skyways 4003
Yeah, that's the child voice.
To Echo Delta Delta Lima climb via the Fran 1 Papa departure, then as filed. Expect departure runway 08 right.
Okay,
Climb
that's
to
correct.
Flight level 140 via the departure. Expect higher clearances 5 minutes after departure.
Let's make
Gatwick
sure this
radar
one is
director
on, even though I think auto works.
129.02. Squawk 3326.
3326. Yeah.
is cleared to Echo Delta Delta Lima. Climb via the Fran 1 Papa departure, then
We
is
can
filed. Climb to flight level 140 via the
set
departure.
this
Expect
one.
higher clearances 5 minutes after departure. Gatwick radar director on 129.02. Squawk 3326.
Then ask for them to connect.
Skyways 4003 read back correct. QNH is 1023. Contact Gatwick ground on 121.8.
There's our pushback
When ready
vehicle.
for pushback. Good day.
QNH is 1023 ground on 121.8. Skyways 4003.
I'm a bit of a different QNH. Skyways 4003, ready for pushback.
Skyways 4003 pushback approved.
Pushback approved. Skyways 4003.
Well, thank you, ADC. Can't wait to get the Toliss A330 at some point as well. That's gonna be lit. But let's see. Anything else? Yeah, we have the sync on the barrow settings. XP particle effects on. That's fine. We can keep Avitab. Which one was it? 23, right? 23. Oh, we have these. Totally wrong. Okay, so there's 2 runway airports, so it's a pretty big airport. It's not as small. Here we go. Category ILS, localizer, 23 left, Düsseldorf. How old are these? 05. Okay. These are some old charts. It will do. It will do. We're just flying flight sim, so it's okay. Maybe the general procedures haven't changed that much. Now let me see how it looks here. It's connected. It looks really good. I really like the livery of Fly UK. It's very well done, and it looks very good on the Toliss, to be honest. Yeah, we have that. Cabin crew is here. Okay, seatbelt signs on. Okay, and let's see now. We want to be pushed back. So I think you press this again, if I'm not mistaken. And let's see, I think we're connected already, right? So I think the key will be to remove the parking brake. And let's see if that works. Yeah, there we go. Let's do the... We forgot the boarding music. But we can do this boarding or the safety. Okay, let's start engine 1 first. Sorry, engine 2 first. We should have started engine 1. I think those are the new operating procedures. Okay, and we are now being pushed back. What does Fly UK say? It's saying pre-flight taxi. It will be dark very soon. Okay, and it's starting. They are a bit slower to start these than the CEO versions. I wonder how you do a start with both engines with this one. Like how do you get the bleed? Maybe you just get it. Just thinking now since I did a cross bleed start last time with the 737. If there's any differences with the A320, which I assume there is, as there usually is. Okay, pushing us back. Still being pushed back. Let's start engine 1. There's some other A320 with some animated people. Not really moving though, so I guess just... And these seems to be working. It looks really good, this airport, this freeway. Oh, and now there. So I'll put the parking brake in. Seems like we have come to a stop. Let's see if they're disconnecting us. I hope at least that they are. There we go. Disconnect and hand signals. Max auto brake. Are they disconnected yet? Or I guess they are disconnecting. Anything else we need to do? It's pretty good night lighting, I must say. Wait, sorry, that's not the one. It's this one, right? So we have the main panels, the integrated light, and then we have the floodlight, which I think we don't want to have, right? That's the light for that, and then let me see, we have the overhead one. We can go to off with those lights. You can keep the pack flow low. You can shut the APU bleed. Taxi lights, runway turn off lights. The main APU one. How does the lights look with night? Yeah, it looks very good. Very nice night lighting. And let's see, chrono. Anything else we need to do? Well, there's always a couple of things to do. You can just check that these generally work, just from a flight sim perspective, which they do seem to be working, so that's good. We could trim this one to 0.4. So slow. Let's see, what is it now at 0.3? 0.4. There we go. We are going flaps 2. And yeah, I think that should suffice. Maybe the ambient volume is a bit too much actually there in the background. I doubt it sounds louder than I would imagine that it would sound. I'll pull it back a bit. Anything else on the ground? Is the status? Plane is boarded. Things are looking good. We need taxi clearance. Skyway is 4003. Ready to taxi. Oh yeah, this is the picture I'm gonna use for the. Let me just move that out of the way.
Skyways 4003 runway 08 right. Taxi via taxiways Kilo, Romeo, Juliet. Hold
Yeah, very
short
straight.
runways 26 right,
Let's
08 left,
remove the parking
08
brake.
right.
Cabin
Runway
check.
08 right.
Spoilers
Taxi via
armed.
taxiways Kilo, Romeo,
Spoilers
Juliet.
are
Hold
armed.
short runways 26 right, 08 left, 08 right Skyways 4003.
Cabin check. Flap. MCU. Did I go to flaps 2? Yeah, that was the problem. But yeah, good. Predictive wind shear. Yeah, so we wanna do this one. Okay, takeoff config normal. We are taxiing. Anything in terms of threats that we should be aware of? Don't think there's any construction work or similar. I guess from a sim perspective there's something wrong on the runway that would be a threat, but I would assume there is not. Yeah, apart from that, I guess it's just, you know, night flying, just be cautious. Can you close these lights? It seems like we have some sort of flood lighting. Maybe it's me. Oh, that's the MD, right? Okay, let's see. Right was clear, so we can turn left here.
Skyways 4003 cross runway 26 right.
Clear
26
to cross
right.
runway 26 right Skyways 4003.
We're not really gonna cross the runway, I assume at least. Since we're going right here, not. But oh well. At least we got the clearance for that, in case we need it. Okay, and now we're turning right. Left was clear.
Skyways 4003 cross runway
And
26
the right
right.
looks equally clear.
Cleared to cross runway 26 right Skyways 4003.
Anything else we need to... I just do wonder about this, the lights here. Let me check if... That was the floodlight, right? Yeah, that was my mistake. Now we have it correctly set up. No floodlights. Let's see how it looks back in the cabin. Oh, it does go dark by itself, so that's very cool. Let's actually check the window, because I had one of these views very recently. It's very good, the Toliss one. I'm not gonna complain. Let's see if we can maybe give a bit more of a boost, get this one moving a bit quicker. We'll have to remember to give the cabin personnel also their cue that we're taking off. I really want to get more payware airports for X-Plane as well at some point. But yeah, do need to get a new SSD, and I need to check into how you set that up outside the custom scenery folder. Also at some point. Okay, let's see. We're drifting a bit to the left. We wanna be driving on the yellow line, not to the left of it. The night lights look really good now, actually. Look at all these A320s stacked up here. It looks very stacked up. Must be a hassle to get out, but I guess they start with ones at the back. Let's see, fuel looks okay-ish. Setting wise, otherwise we got 140 in terms of climb. That's good. We have the taxi lights on to give the runway turn of lights. There's nothing we've forgotten. We have the pack to low, the pack flow. I mean, it's a short flight. Do we really need that extra juice? Probably not.
Rosati 750 Papa, taxi first left and first right to Echo 20. First left, first right, Echo 20 to 750 Papa.
Okay, still taxiing. Still looking good. Let me just see if it's this one or I think if it's next one. It's 08 right, so it should be the next one, right? So I'm not sure if 08 left is even used. Maybe it is. Interesting though, they only have 2 runways, so you would think Gatwick is bigger, because it looks pretty huge. And maybe that's one of the limitations of the airports, right? Of the airport itself. Okay, let's see. Not sure what that's supposed to be, like some sort of boundary. But okay, okay. Okay, let's see. We should now be handed over to tower, and hopefully the kid voice goes away. The ground looks really good here. Very realistic, so to speak. And I guess we'll be coming on to a runway, so technically we should put on all lights, right? So that we are easy to see. We can also give the takeoff preparation. They have gotten those voices really good. So that's exactly how they sound. Okay, let's see if we're getting the handover soon. Or not, but we shall know that very shortly. Okay, they really want us to go close to the runway. Let me see. Skyways 4003, ready for takeoff.
Skyways 4003.
Okay, we're getting the tower handover now.
On 124.22.
What's the blinking?
Tower on 124.22.
Oh, it's the
Skyways
one maybe at the top.
4003.
Oh yeah, maybe it's the lights around. Skyways 4003, ready for takeoff.
Skyways 4003 active runway is 08 right. Contact Gatwick ground on 121.8 for taxi instructions.
Ground on 121.8 for taxi. Skyways 4003.
We're now gonna just move forward, and we should hopefully get the ground handover once we reach this specific point.
Hello, please 04. You are almost ready to go?
Yes, sir. Starting up 3TUB.
Skyways 4003, ready for takeoff.
Skyways 4003, contact Gatwick Tower on 124.22.
This looks weird.
Tower on 124.22 Skyways 4003.
Have I been duped? Or is this some sort of discrepancy in terms of the lights? Oh well. Skyways 4003, ready for takeoff.
Skyways
we got the-
4003 winds are 119er
Should I
at
have
5
turned
knots.
sooner? No, it doesn't seem
Runway
like it.
08 right, cleared for takeoff, squawk 3326.
Oh well. Could be worse.
Runway 08 right
We'll
cleared
just
for
take off
takeoff,
through
squawking
these lights, you know.
3326 Skyways
Bring some of them down
4003.
with us. Cause why not? Yeah. I think we're ready. Nothing I can see that seems off. Wish us good luck. So we're going up. Man flex.
SRS, auto thrust below.
Ma
Thrust set.
yeah, man flex, SRS, runway. Yeah. Good. Very good. We have the co-pilot. Okay. And we have airspeed alive. That's good. 80 knots, check. 100 knots,
100
check.
knots.
Check. Okay, let's see. We should get V1 and then rotate pretty close.
Rotate.
Rotate. Yeah, let's see. We have liftoff.
Positive climb. Gear up.
Getting that gear up. Felt a bit hard. Maybe we didn't have enough trim. Okay, feels pretty good now. We can think
Speed checked flap 0.
we go to flap 0. Looks very good, the lights. I don't even have any ortho or similar, right? Which I guess would make the whole thing look even better. Okay, we're still on man flex. This is 1500 and then we'll get this switch to climb. Let me see. Anything yet? Climb.
Skyways 4003,
climb.
contact Gatwick Radar Director on 126.82.
Are we gonna get a new voice
Radar
sooner?
director on 126.82
or later?
Skyways 4003.
Yeah, let's see.
Radar director Skyways 4003 climbing to
Can
flight
hand
level
fly this for a
140.
while, just because it's fun.
Skyways 4003,
Yeah, it looks
good
very good, the night lights. My. Is there some setting that I managed to by mistake click so I only have one voice? Who knows? Well, it doesn't matter too much what voice it is, at least it works. And now we are seeing it disappear. I guess we are getting into the clouds. Okay, we're a bit high. So let's see if we can maintain nav ATC expander stand. That's a bit awkward.
Skyways 4003, radar contact 8 nautical miles east of Gatwick Airport.
We do have radar contact. I just want to get above the clouds. We're still doing this manually. Quite easy to maintain altitude with the Airbus. Constraints is something I totally forgot to put on. So we'll have that for a while. But we'll soon be able to climb more. It does look relatively correct. Weird though, we get different waypoints between Pi 280C and this one, but oh well. Oh well. I can't though go back to Pi 280C2 now since this new one works much better, to be honest, both in X-Plane and in P3D. Let's have a look though at what this one says. We are in flight, that's good. EGKK to EDDL. We're actually descending now a bit, so maybe we couldn't maintain altitude as good as I was hoping.
Skyways 4003, contact London Control on 118.47.
Yeah, we're gonna get some new voices
Control
soon.
on 118.47 Skyways 4003. Control Skyways 4003 climbing to flight level 140.
Skyways 4003.
There we go. New voice. Finally. Okay, we wanna climb a bit. I'm gonna raise the nose up. That looks really good. During the night, it doesn't really matter if you have ortho or not. Won't notice the difference too much anyway. How long will we be at this altitude though? We are burning through fuel like there's no tomorrow. Jesus. I hate these British departures for Pi TDC because they never give the kind of early clearance. Maybe that's the case in real life as well. Still doing this manually, the way planes are supposed to be flown. Let's put that with terrain radar just so we have one showcasing that. It's looking pretty good. We are following it slowly and steadily. Interesting though, it's saying 3600 is our... I'm not gonna get into that, I guess. What's right and what's not, this doesn't really matter. I think we have 3300 on this one. Yeah, the pilot TTC one still needs some updates. Or maybe it's meant to be so you can tweak it, but oh well. Let's bring the nose down just a tad bit. Now let's start preparing for the turn. You must be flying just about where the sky layer is. Okay, are we getting that turn? Oh, what was that? Oh, is that the weirdness that you get sometimes with these kind of evenings in X-Plane? Sometimes get this really weird. Thought that was a thunderbolt at first lightning, right? Okay, we're turning. It's quite hard when you're turning to kind of maintain also the altitude, right? Because you do have to bring the nose up slightly. It's easy with, of course, the Airbus just because the trim is automatic. It's crazy to think that, you know, you would think that Airbus with an automatic trim would have had bigger problems than the MCAS system, but with that Boeing had, right, with the automatic trimming. But the Airbus one doesn't seem to have the same unfortunate history. And we're burning through the fuel. Okay. Are these closed? I see red. I see red, so we don't have to worry about pressurization. That was in pack flow normal. Still have the seatbelt signs on. Are we gonna get some higher climb clearances sooner rather than later? I do hope so. seems like it opens up quite a bit here after. And I'm gonna put that up to the main one just so you remember to fly. We're still doing this manually. Now let's see if yeah, we crossed that, so now we are getting a bit of a climbing. We'll push the nose up tiny bit. Turn a bit to the left as well.
Skyways 4003 slow to 250 knots or less.
Wilco
Oh.
Skyways 4003.
We're getting some heavy turbulence, but I can't see anything on our... Is there any reason why we're getting that heavy turbulence? No clue. Oh, let's make sure we don't go too much up and down. Okay, let's see once we reach Frane or Frane if we get a higher clearance to climb. Very interesting with that turbulence. People need to sit down in the back. Okay. We are being given some further. We can go to standard as well, I just realized.
Skyways 4003 expedite speed reduction to 250 knots.
Wilco Skyways 4003.
Okay, and we are climbing. It's like we didn't get up sooner. Would have been nice to see kind of the evening, the sunset. Let's get up to 10,000 feet. Still doing this manually. It's been a lot of fun actually. I can put the medium auto brakes already. How does it look from within? Oh, they have from outside. Looks pretty good. Still climbing, maybe a tad bit too fast now. We're above 10,000 now.
Well, a very good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Hannah Clark, and it's my great pleasure to be your customer service manager on board your flight today. I'd like
Now
to
we can
welcome
shut
everyone to
the
your
landing
all our
lights.
current safety club members and other world-famous flyers. If there's anything we can do to make your journey more comfortable, please let one of us know.
I think it's time to put on the autopilot and let the plane control itself. That's a bit fun to fly that, even though it was very straightforward. We have a new cruise altitude that we do. Now let's just see if we get the climbing clearances.
Please do not hesitate to ask any of us for assistance throughout the flight. You can find us in the galley or by using your 4x7. I hope you enjoy your flight with us today. Thank you.
Yes, we have 14,000 now as the one we are or have received. 140. So
Skyways 4003 climb and maintain flight level 230.
230. So that's
Climb and
good.
maintain flight level 230 Skyways 4003.
I always forget with the Neos how efficient they are. So when you see like these low fuel burns, it's always like, damn. Well, yeah, I really like the new night lighting. It looks very good.
135, 310, radar flight 8479.
Is there any good viewpoints too? There's a few. Let me see if I had a nice one in the... Yeah, this one maybe. Or maybe this one I can keep for a while. Hopefully it will give us the climb clearances. I'll let it climb, it's just gonna do the cruising now and it'll be over the English channel. and I'll be back a bit later to handle the descent and the plan for the approach. Shouldn't hopefully be too long of a flight. Let me see what it says in terms of timing. It says 45 minutes, so should be okay. Hopefully there's some nice views in the evening slash night sky. Let's see you in a jiffy.
Skyways 4003, climb and maintain flight level 310.
Climb and maintain flight level 310 Skyways 4003.
Skyways 4003 climb and maintain flight level 360.
Climb and maintain flight level 360 Skyways 4003.
United 58, 50350.
United 58, hello, you are identified. Hold on to 115, departure speed 133.435, goodbye.
Weather speed 133.435, cruise to 115, have a good day. Leaving 6 Alpha Juliet cleared.
Go ahead.
Request level 350 for cruise today.
6 Alpha Juliet, roger. Climb and maintain flight level 350.
Flight level 350, using 6 Alpha Juliet.
United 182, this is flight level 250 with 2000 knots.
Okay, descent 250, flight level 250, 2000 meters, greater United 183. Quebec 54, hello, 270, goodbye.
Speedbird 854, hello, you are identified.
Oscar Sierra, Sierra, climbing 240 tax.
Oscar Oscar Sierra, Kilo Sierra, hello, you are identified. Continue climb flight level 350.
Clear climb 350, Oscar Kilo Sierra, thanks.
Skyways 4003 contact Amsterdam Center on 119.17.
Center on 119.17 Skyways 4003. Center Skyways 4003 climbing to flight level 360.
Skyways 4003, good day.
Boeing 3 Mike Papa, climb flight level 370 and proceed to Gulf Tango, Quebec.
Climb level 370 and then go to Tango links, Papa. flight level 410, code mobile.
Lufthansa 413, hello, you are identified.
Thank you.
Speedbird 3594 heavy, flight level 410.
Speedbird 3594, hello, you are identified. Your wings 3 Mike Papa, contact 131085, bye-bye.
131085, your wings 3 Alpha, goodbye.
United 58, contact 133435, bye-bye.
133435, United 58. Control, the Oscar Sierra Sierra, support pre-flight 0, requesting 410 for the cruise, please.
Copy, continue climb flight level 410 and keep 1000 on board.
Sorry, still more, climbing 410, thank you. Oscar Sierra Sierra.
Oscar Kilo Sierra, direct to contact Quebec.
Direct Golf, to Quebec, Oscar Sierra.
Ryder 6 Papa Papa with you, flight level 390, direct to Tubbo. Ryder 6 Papa Papa, hello, you are identified.
Easy 46, X-ray Bravo, maintaining flight level 35.
Easy 46, X-ray Bravo, hello, you are identified.
Speed 2652, maintaining 390, direct to Cuba.
2652, hello, you are identified.
Virgin 454, flight level 400.
Virgin 454, hello, you are identified.
Roger.
Oscar Kilo Sierra, contact 131085, bye-bye.
Alpha 121085, for the Oscar Sierra, bye-bye. flight level 310, Seabird 3594.
Seabird 3594, top descent flight level 330 on request of ride.
Roger, descent flight level 330, Seabird 3594.
Skyways 4003, expect vectors to the ILS approach to runway 23 left with the PIS 23 transition at Dusseldorf Airport.
Expect vectors to the ILS approach to runway 23 left with the PIS 23 transition Skyways 4003.
Skyways 4003, descend to cross PISAP at flight level 170, QNH is 1027 at Dusseldorf Airport.
Will cross PISAP at flight level 170, QNH is 1027 Skyways 4003.
Skyways 4003, good day.
7 Mike Zulu level 360 CPDS.
Turkey 7 Mike Zulu, hello, you are identified. Kuwaiti 103, contact 132.755, get it?
Could you please again frequency code 103?
132.755.
132.755 Kuwaiti 103.
Avalok 236 on navigation, growth and count.
On navigation, go down gas, Avalok 236.
Okay, had to pause quickly. I was way longer than I thought, so I got a bit
Yep, 133.
worried that we might have passed our top of which we have, to be frank. And let me just check before we unpass if we got any one seven 170. Okay, so we have gotten a descent.
Lufthansa 818, good morning, identified.
So let me just get this one down. And let's get that descent going. Hopefully will be enough. We'll probably have to
Lufthansa 8 from X-ray, direct to Amman.
deploy spoilers. We're about 10,000 above where we should be, because we're also on a higher cruising altitude than we should have been. The best way I think to do this is to add as much spoilers as we can.
Good air running 1 Lima Whiskey, identified. Climb flight level 290.
Climb level 290 for an Lima Whiskey.
That's a crazy amount of descent. 5,000 feet per minute. That's nuts. I would never. I mean that you gotta feel in the stomach, or I guess at least change to that. We're gonna keep it as that just to kind of get back on track. As you can see, we've already made up 1,000, so let's leave the autopilot to have its fun while we start thinking about the approach. 109.9, we can check that here. 109.9, 230. Yeah, 233 is probably the similar. It's probably just changed with, I guess, with the poles moving. We could do the landing. It's really shaking now, the whole plane. What are we looking now in terms of prog? Oh, we're getting there. Oh, now we are descending crazily high. Let me do this with the manual. We can't be descending too much.
Skyways 4003.
It gets silly.
You are 43 nautical miles northwest of the
We'll do
airport.
3,000.
QNH is 1027 cleared direct PISAP, then cleared for the ILS approach.
The
to runway
minimums
23 left. with the PIS 23
338.
transition at Dusseldorf Airport. Contact Langen approach on 121.35.
So we have
QNH
338
is 1027 cleared direct PISUP, then
as
cleared for
the
the ILS approach to runway 23
Varro.
left with the PIS 23 transition at Dusseldorf Airport approach on 121.35 Skyways.
And now we've gotten the
4003.
clearance to continue to descend.
Approach Skyways 4003
Or let me see.
descending to flight level 170.
170 is still what we're
Skyways
aiming for.
4003, good day.
What's the progression now? 2300, so we're not descending that fast. Speed brake's still out. Well, we do want that because we still have a vertical deviation, right? So we want to be able to descend as fast as possible. You wouldn't in real life be descending as fast as we did. That's nuts. I think something around 3,000-4,000 you can do, I guess, but you want to like do it somewhat slowly in order to avoid I guess, you know, the big kind of let's say G changes, right, from descending too fast. Let me see, A320 descent rate maximum. In open descent, 2,500 to 3,000. Okay, yeah, it makes sense that it goes higher because of trying to catch up with the profile. Okay, you can go at higher ones, so 3,000-4,000 isn't unheard of. Let's see now. I'm gonna put this down. Have we received any sort of clearance to go lower? No, we haven't. What's the lowest? Is it 3,000? Yeah, 3,000 is what we could go down to, so I'm gonna put that. Cause we got the clear the piece up, so I guess we've been clear for the approach. Then clear for the ILS approach, so I guess we can then continue descending. Okay, that shouldn't be a problem in on itself. Let's see, we're now trying to slow down. It's a bit shaky. Anything else? What's the missed approach on this one? Oh, sorry about that. Hate using the, I always use the right key and that does mess it up from time to time. Climb straight ahead to Dusseldorf, then turn right to bot NDB. Turn right. No wait, turn. Oh yeah, turn right, yeah, sorry. That's one, yeah. What else do we need to know? We should try to find out what the 80s is saying. What is wind is saying about Dusseldorf. So, windy is giving us 160 at 7. Temperature of 3 degrees Celsius, probably warning us for the speed brake still being out. Let's see if we remove that, what effect will that have? QNH of 1022. We can arm the spoilers. Even the rudder trim is trimming itself. Never thought about that actually for some reason.
Right heading 300, this speed.
We're soon at 10,000. Let's have a look at our flight. That was Zamod. So our progression should be fine now. We should be at the correct one. Just had to descend quite a bit sooner. Or no, sorry, not quite a bit sooner. Quite a bit later and quite a steeper angle. Let's see if we can just trying to see what's the altitude. Okay, 150. That's good. Well, we wanted to see the transition one, 5,000. But look at this, the night lights look they do look even better than the default explain. So that's really nice. A bit weird, this kind of, is it like shadow effects? There's some weird things still with explain with some of these systems. Anti-ice detected, so that might be good to put on. One thing we do want to check is prepare for landing, right? No, sorry, seatbelt on. That's what we want. I forgot to put it off, actually, so oh well. It does give us our status as being in flight, so that is good. It seems like it's working quite well now. Based on my location, I think Düsseldorf is there, the airport. So we are looking good. Really good, actually. We can put on these landing lights. Have a look from the outside. Yeah, they're still on. Jump inside.
Descending level 70, speed 250 knots, Corsair 985.
And we are turning now. Still looking good. It's quite a slow approach. I'm gonna check actually chart Fox real quick. See if they have the actual approach. And let me see if I search right. Düsseldorf. I think they only pay where Düsseldorf for both P3D and X-Plane is from JustSim. And I saw that it's gotten really bad reviews. Well, let me check actually. P3D. I think there might be one other one that's also available. Let me see. Düsseldorf. There might be this Rhine. It's called something like Rhineland P3D5. It has both Düsseldorf, Cologne, and Bonn, and München, Gladbach. I don't know how to pronounce that. I probably butchered that. The only thing, I mean, it's pretty steep price, so if it's on sale, it might be pretty good. But I mean, Cologne Bonn, I think Aerosoft has a pretty good one. Not really sure about this one actually. It's not. It does look a very like FSX kind of level, but of course it's 3 airports in one, and if you don't fly here too often, it might still be pretty good. I mean, it's not bad. The question is, where would you get Cologne? So that's probably that's the Aerosoft one, and it does look quite a bit better, I would say. So it's always a bit tricky to see which ones you should get. Sometimes the cheaper ones might be worth it. Sometimes it might not.
Customer sitting in front row seats or in the emergency exit row should armrests down and your seatbelt is securely fastened. You may continue to use handheld electronic devices for landing. These must be held securely or placed into a pocket. Larger items, including laptops, must now be switched off and stowed away safely. Please also take a moment to remind yourself of your nearest exit. Thank you.
Concern 985 descent 5000 feet QNH 118 on heading clear ILS 06.
Corsair 985 descent 5000 feet QNH 1018 on Elliot, clear ILS 06.
Okay, let's look around a bit. Can we see any other aircrafts? Maybe we can't actually. Let me see what the plugin is saying. Traffic global settings, which is supposed to have some. We have 31 active aircraft.
Portugal 452.
We do have TCAS.
Contact tower 118.7 over.
Maybe there's no one in the air. Okay, let's see. We are really close now to getting on to the final approach. This should do. We'll do what we forgot to do with the FS Labs landing system. Should go on. We have on that. We'll do the runway and the takeoff lights. We'll keep anti-ice on for now. Maybe that would have a slight impact, I guess, on our performance that we should look into, but let's just hope for the best. In terms of the approach itself, it would just be a straight in one. Is it still 20 nautical miles left? Let me see. 4 nautical miles. So we are quite close now. Still some ways to go. Let's see.
1187 and reducing speed 180 knots, clear ILS 06, Corsair 985, bonne journée.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Easy 4020, reduce at convenience 180, or number 1, contact tower 118.7 over.
1 number 1 and 118, easy 4020, au revoir.
Let's see now. Okay, we're coming on to the final turn. We could, I guess, technically already start. But I want to wait till I see the glide slope here, so I don't want the plane to be chasing that. So let's just follow and see. It's about 25 nautical miles, so it's still a bit of to go. Let me see, also the pilot TDC is still working. It's looking good. We're on approach. We should be handed over to tower as we get closer. No pointing, stressing. As we get closer to 3000, let's start adding some flaps.
UG2 Papa Tango, descend 5000 feet, QNH 1019, clear ILS 06.
That's 5000 feet, QNH 1019, clear ILS 06, UG2 Papa Tango. Papa Tango, confirm the QNH again?
UG2 Papa Tango, QNH 1019.
1019.
Papa Tango, speed 220 knots.
Okay, continue to descend. We are seeing a bit of our surroundings now. I wonder what let me see the 80s. Clouds overcast at 3900, so I guess that's why it's a bit blurry. We're just kind of getting out of the overcast. Okay. We are starting to see an indication and we're below, so we should actually start getting this set correctly. 1022. But yeah, we're starting to see the glide slope indicator, so we're still below it, so there's no rush as of yet. But soon enough there will be. Let's try to do this the manly way, aka manually. I'll let's see. Let's just wait a bit. I just wanna first get the, because there's no point taking control just yet. We wanna get the glide slope. We'll make it easy for us though. So we won't do it the most masculine way to do it. We'll do it the easy way. This one should have been in normal mode. Or I wonder, do you put it on the start mode, or is it the crank mode when you're like approach, takeoff? Who knows? I think it's normal, so I'll keep it at a normal for now. Okay, we're soon at the kind of final point, but let's see. What's our frames? Oh, we have really low frames actually. These night approaches are awful in terms of frame rate. We're down at 20. That's awfully bad for X-Plane. If I'm being honest, anything we can close to get some more frames? Don't think so, so we'll just have to make do with what we have. Finally we are seeing the glide slope. I'll put on the approach. We'll go flaps 1. I'll shut the auto thrust as well. Let's see what we can keep that. Let's do flaps 2.
Gear down.
We'll drop the gear. And then disconnect the autopilot. Yeah, we don't need that. We'll fly this the good old-fashioned way.
Speed checked flaps 3.
Flaps 3. We'll add a bit more thrust. We're gonna fall behind the localizer. Sorry, not the localizer, the glide slope if we're not too careful. I find it a bit hard though. I have to yank the joystick a bit with the... Like the FS Labs feels smoother. I'm not sure which one is more correct in real life, but just interesting to think of it. The lights look very good actually. I really like the approach during night. And you don't have to see the X-Plane ground scenery, so there's some benefits. Unless you have, of course, some nice ortho or similar. Okay, let's see now. Still maintaining. Need to yank it quite a bit. Need to make so crazy movements. I need to check the sensitivity. I thought I tweaked it, but now it feels very clunky. Okay, still getting down.
Skyways 4003 contact Dusseldorf Tower on 118.3.
We'll go flaps
Tower
full.
on 118.3 Skyways 4003.
Do we have everything set? I do think so. We don't have the thrust. We don't have auto thrust, we don't have autopilot. We do have gear down, we have a speed brake that's armed. Passengers are aware of landing, we have the lights all on. Auto brake set to medium. We didn't do any kind of check in terms of the in terms of calculating the actual landing, but it seems to be dry and fine, so we can just follow the VAP. That was like 131. Should be fine. We need to a bit yank it up. We're descending a tad bit too fast since we're losing speed quite a bit. We don't need to keep the speed as fast. Okay, let's see. The runway lights and all of that looks very nice. Let's
Skyways
check.
4003 winds are
Extras,
059er
yeah,
at 2
giving us the
knots.
right approach.
Cleared to land runway 23 left.
23 left. We got
Cleared to
landing
land
clearance.
runway
I should have
23
said that
left,
we were
Skyways
established, but
4003.
I forgot that. We had a bit of a loss in terms of speed. I don't think that was a wind shear, but I did notice that. We lost a lot of speed quickly. And let's see, we have a bit of wind. Crosswind actually. 100 above. $200. Okay, minimum continue. Okay, let's make sure we get this done. Oh. Had to.
Speedbird Ace31 uniform wind 240 degrees, 8 knots, runway 28.
That was a bit of a hard landing.
Reverse green. Decel.
Skyways 4003 exit runway when
70
able
knots.
report clear of active.
Yeah, that would work. Okay. Let's get all of this. Disconnected. And let's check what our landing rate was, if we get that info. 177. It felt harder. Maybe it was me thinking it was harder than it was. Okay, we'll go flap 0. We'll start the APU. Now we'll do the master first, then we can start. That's the way it works. We're not really on the runway center line. What does this tool say? Okay, not seeing anything yet. I'll turn left here. Skyways 4003, ready to taxi. Maybe we can just continue here and
Skyways 4003 taxi to Stan Bravo 4 via Lima 6 Mike Papa 3 Tango.
Taxi to stand Bravo 4 via Lima 6, Mike, Papa 3, Tango, Skyways 4003.
which one is that? That's the question. No clue. Is the APU ready? It is ready to start. So we'll start it. It's very laggy. Explain its performance. I have too good of a PC for this to be this bad with too low settings. I don't even want to think if they start upgrading the scenery and stuff how it's gonna be. Can we just park here? We can try, I guess. Not sure if this is an actual parking, but we'll just take it. Can't hurt anyone. The Lauda and the Aeroflot seems to be parked here, right? Or is this in between? Yeah, this seems to be where you drive through, right? God damn it. Let's just take one of these larger jetway stands. Should have had a look, of course, at the right one for the gates. There usually is a ground chart as well, but oh well. Not the end of the world. Let's take. God, these are for some big planes. This ain't for. This ain't for our tiny planes. Well, let's do this one. Oh, and we actually forgot to shut a lot of these lights. I'm just gonna stop for a bit. Make sure we don't want to blind the guy. On stand, we can do APU bleed as well. We can turn to the right. I guess it also gets clunkier, the controls, when the frames drop, which makes sense because the explain flight model is hurt a bit by that. Okay, and let's see, where does he or she want us to stop? That will do. Oh, sorry about that. Me pulling up the... Okay. So, fine enough. They do still have the taxi lights? I thought I... There we go. Sorry guy. I blinded him. Yeah, this seems to be for the big planes, not for our tiny little A320. But okay, we can do that. I'll just put the plane passengers on the Luke Air tool. I'll also close pilot to ADC, and then I'll have a look at Skytrack. Can we stop recording? Let's have a look if the engines are shut. Let's check here. So if we stop recording, complete flight was detected, we'd like to submit the file rep. Thanks for flying today. Thank you as well. And yeah, last thing to do will be the replay mode. To have a look at the landing. Yeah, this was quite a long flight actually. Okay, let's see, the replay mode works really well now in Explain, so that's really nice to see. So yeah, first off, one thing to note is we are a tad bit low. As we're coming in here. But now we're on 2 poppies. I should have grabbed more. I don't know why I figured I didn't. I mean, there was a crosswind from the left, right? So it would have made sense to crab right. Maybe for the best. You never know how it will go when you crab. I think we hit really. We don't flare enough. Yeah, look at that. The back and then the front. I mean, it could have been worse, to be frank, but let me see. I should have just let it smoothly come down like this. But I felt like we were floating. Just there we go. Seeing those wing spoilers. Thrust reversers activate. Not bad. How did it look from the inside? That's always the main question, right? Coming down. Oh, yeah, a bit shaky, but okay. So yeah, let me go back outside. Hopefully enjoyed this short Explain 12 video. Short within quotations. Let's see what I'll fly next. P3D, Explain, what plane. Well, it is fun flying the Fly UK one actually. I might do some more flights. I'm thinking about flying the Seabo. I really want to see how that one is, 737. I haven't flown it a lot because I really like the PMDG one in P3D, but let's see. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. Otherwise, until next time, bye bye.